Unfortunately, it's not as simple as money. I have an example of a colleague of mine who is from India, and he always shows a picture. And he's very successful, and money, it probably isn't a problem for his family. But he always shows a picture of his grandmother cooking on a stove in India, and they're burning all this wood, and it making a lot of pollution. And he says that his grandmother, would not change her cooking because the food doesn't taste good. We have the same experience in some of our projects in rural China. When we talk to people about, we want to make sure that we reduce the pollution, and people say, well, this is why the food tastes good. Actually, in even some areas, people cook a lot of food for their animals that they raise. And I always ask them, why are they doing that? Because in the US, we don't cook the food before we give it to animals. And they always respond to me and said, if you were the animal, wouldn't you want your food cooked? So I don't have a good answer to that. But some of these are, the point is that these are social practices. And so the question is, how do we convince people to change behavior, the things that would improve the environment, but also improve their health, because their exposure, it's very, very difficult. And that's not unique to China. It's not unique to India. It's sort of true in the world. So it's interesting about different countries have different challenges, not so much on the technology side, but more on the human side. On the technology side, there's also a lot of issues with not only the technologies for cars and power plants, but the quality of fuels is very important. And it's interesting because that's where my career started, was making fuels. So it's always interesting to me when people say, I visit many countries and they say, it's too expensive to build these clean fuels. And I said, that's very strange, because 30 years ago, I helped build these in very, very poor countries. And so if they could do that 30 years ago, I'm pretty sure most countries can do that today.